When I say stole the show, I mean stole the show. Shined on all the premier names of boxing. Shined on Canelo. Shined on Tio. Shined on Ryan, Rolly, Devin, Ramirez, Barboza. When I say shine, I mean shine like a lighthouse guiding in a ship in a stormy night. Bright beacon of hope for the sport. That's what Inoue did. And you got to give it to Raymond. Raymond was there as it was like something crazy, like a 6,500 underdog, some crazy number I never even seen before. And in the second round, he caught Inoue. He caught him with a right, just like Neri. Caught him. Boom. Same punch, same setup, same everything. What's going on, Jokey Jokes? And then from there, just like whenever he got dropped before, Inoue got on his knees, stood up, got his composure, and went back to work. He didn't run. He didn't back down. He didn't get scared. He fought off the jab, continued the attack. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Not every fighter has to fight like Raymond. Not every fighter has to fight like Inoue to be good fighters. Every fighter has their style. Not every fighter needs a knockout to be impressive. You can be impressive by boxing, but you have to want to win, and you have to prove that you're better than somebody. And in my opinion, that's really what was lacking over these weekend fights. None of the fighters really had the will to go that extra mile. And you can see that they could. Canelo was frustrated, cut off the ring, hit Skull in the body, just enough to edge the rounds. He did just enough to win the rounds. When you go to Ryan and Rolly, Rolly did just enough to beat Ryan. Ryan didn't even look like he wanted to be in the fight after he got dropped. I mean, he looked just like Ryan until he hit the canvas. And then after that, it was like he was clocked out. Rolly had a fighter that was clocked out. And he was just super, super overly cautious and just doing enough, barely enough to win. Devin completely outclassed Ramirez. You could argue that he won every single round. Okay? Completely outclassed him. Ramirez didn't belong in the ring with him. But he took no risk. He took no advantages. He didn't beat on him like he could have. And that left a lot of fans wanting more from Devin. And I wanted to see more too because I could see it. He was way better than Ramirez. He didn't have to stop him. But damn it, when you're that much better than somebody, assert your will on them. You ain't got to put yourself in danger, but beat them up. Don't do just enough to win. A win is a win, and at the end of the day, a win is all you need. And as long as you win, you continue to be undefeated, because technically he's undefeated. But you cannot get upset when people criticize you for doing the bare minimum to win. And that's what Haney did. Haney had a lot that he could have proven. And to me, it was frustrating because you could see, especially in the latter half of the fight, every time he let his hands go, he landed on Ramirez. Ramirez couldn't get out of the way, and he couldn't get close enough to land a shot. So when you got a guy who can't hit you and you can hit him at will, hit him at will. But it didn't, so it was very lackluster to the fans. All credit to Devin for winning. Tio, he had out of all the cards, if you take Inoue out of it, Tio had the best fight. I mean, Ajagba pretty much did what Devin did, pretty much did what Skull tried to do. Just, Ajagba wasn't as aggressive. He fought smart. I mean, I give it to him. You fought smart. And there's nothing wrong with being smart, but you can't get mad when fans criticize and they don't enjoy it because it looks boring to the casual eye. So you got to take it with, this is the effort that you put in. This is the result that you get. But Inoue, he could have fought the same way. He was much faster. You could tell. He was much faster than Raymond. Extremely fast. Catching him with damn near every jab. Raymond couldn't get out of the way of the jab. He couldn't get out of the straight. After Inoue got knocked down, he could have fought him off the back foot and won because he just outspeeded him by too much. But he didn't. He beat him in the pocket. He beat him at mid-range, and he beat him from the gap, from distance. And he had a point to prove that I'm better than you. He had a point to prove there's a reason why you were the underdog. And instead of him going super cautious and just barely getting by with edging rounds, he stopped him. And he did it smart. See, you can be smart and aggressive at the same time. And Inoue did that. And Inoue proved why. Proved why. He's arguably the number 1, number 2 pound for pound fighter. If it was up to me, I mean, in my opinion, I think he's the number 1 fighter. I got him over Terrence Crawford. I've seen Terrence Crawford in his 4th weight class. I've seen it. And he didn't look good. Israel Masvidal made him go life or death, figuratively speaking, in the sense of it was a close fight. I had it a draw. I didn't think Crawford won. I didn't think he lost. But that was against a guy with 11 fights, the weakest champion of 154. Inoue cleared out 154. And now he's going in his next fight against the only other big threat, MJ, at the division, in my opinion. He already beat everybody there's to beat. All that's left is MJ. So once he beats MJ, he can move up again if he wants to. But he's way more dominant in his 4th weight class than Crawford is. Inoue's not jumping up to go fight Tank Davis for a payday. He's still clearing out the best of the division. Crawford, on the other hand, talented fighter, he's jumping up to get a payday. And I don't care what nobody says about, oh, Canelo can't cut off the ring. That's against a dude who's 6 foot tall, who ran all night. And I say ran all night because he didn't box. He threw pitty-patter jabs damn near the whole night, and he was getting hit with power shots in the stomach. I had it 7-5. By default, there was some rounds where Canelo just wasn't landing enough to the pitty-patters. But make no mistake, Canelo clearly won that fight. And it's just, I just don't see Crawford on that level. Like, Crawford is going to get ran over. He's not 6 foot tall. He's not going to be able to stay away. He's not significantly bigger than Canelo in weight by fight night. It's just going to be an easy fight for Canelo, despite what people think. Skills pay the bills, I agree, until the size outweighs the skills. Then it doesn't matter how much skills you have. You're just too small. People call me a sizes. No, I'm not a sizes. Boxing is. Boxing tells you size matters. Because if it didn't, there wouldn't be weight classes. If it didn't, my number 1 pound for pound Inoue would be fighting Tyson Fury. Would be fighting Usyk. Would be fighting Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. Boxing, reality tells you that size matters. And people going to figure it out. They're going to see it. Because I got Canelo molly-whopping Crawford. But getting off of that, Canelo, in my opinion, gave a very lackluster. You never saw him go for broke. You never really saw him. You just seen him frustrated with a runner. And what scares me, and I said this on the last slide, I got a feeling that's the blueprint for Crawford. People are telling me I'm crazy, that Crawford's a dog. He's going to be a dog. He's going to trade with him in the pocket. He's going to be fighting him in mid-range. No, he's not. No, he's not. Because if he does, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. That is how you fight Canelo if you want to try to beat him. You jab him and you run. You jab him and you run. And I guarantee you, that is the game plan for Crawford. I don't think he's going to fight him. I don't. But hey, a win is a win. That's what they say. So we'll see if Crawford can play keep away. I don't think he can. I think he's too small. Same stature as Canelo. And I just don't foresee him being able to run on his bicycle and outpoint him from distance. Again, I think by far Inoue showed you the will to want to win. No, Bivol didn't run. Bivol fought with him. But Bivol's also 175 pounds. Bivol's also technically one of the best boxers in all of boxing. What do you think Bivol would do to Terrence Crawford? It would be an absolute slaughter. And Terrence has already told you that, Virtuoso. He said, I'm not trying to fight them guys. Them guys are too big for me. They're 6 foot. They're too heavy. He already told you that. That's why I don't have faith in Crawford in this fight. Because he's already telling you, I can't compete with them other guys. I can only compete with Canelo. That's why I see it as I've been saying, I know you want payday. It's just another O being sold. Canelo's used to collecting O's. He just took an O in William Skull, who was just there for a payday. So this is rinse and repeat. But again, I will say this. This is how I looked at the weekend. If you want to go by overall outclassing, you have to give it to Devin Haney. Devin Haney outclassed Ramirez. There is no doubts. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. By far, he had the best display of outclassing someone. But if you want to talk about who stole the show, who potentially could have had fight of the year, who was the most dominant, Inoue. By far, Inoue stole the show without a doubt. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and let some people on. While they talk, I'm gonna be eating some food, and then I might hop on camera in a little while. Because word around the YouTube is I'm a fat man. I'm a fat man. Like Tyson Fury. I'm a fat man. We about to see how fat I am. But I digress. As people start to hop on the panel, I will start to be quiet and let other people speak on how they saw the Inoue fight. The height difference won't be a factor like Bivol size matters. Of course, size matters. The thing about Canelo was you could tell in a Kovalev fight, he didn't belong at 175. He didn't, because Kovalev was beating him with a jab until he wasn't. Kovalev was dominating him, dominating Canelo till he got caught. And that's the thing about it. That was a Kovalev on his last leg who was aged. So, again, I don't think Canelo ever belonged at 175. I think if Canelo would have been smart, he would have kept that 175 belt, done what he was supposed to do, skip 175, skip Bivol, skip Better Beef, and go fight Makabu at cruiserweight, and he would have won that fight. He would have beat Makabu. There's no doubts, because Makabu was never good. Makabu done been beat by everybody. In fact, in the last fight, he got beat by the two dudes who were just fighting. So, again, that's what Canelo should have done if he would have been smart instead of going for Bivol. But they seen a guy with no power, and they thought he could walk through him, and they was wrong because he met his limit. 6 weight classes. But
Yeah,
anyway, how did you see the fights? I'm gonna be eating in the background.
all right. So I saw Inoue basically break a guy down after getting knocked down again by a hook because he tends to drop his hands when he trades on the inside. Um, I've never seen a performance like that, from any fighter at all this year so far, and I think this is why arguably he's number one pound for pound. You know, guys who come back from that, they're too smart. They know what to do when it comes to adversity. Um, Inouye got his nose broken, I guess, but that didn't stop him from doing what he needed to do. Um, Shout out to Cardenas, man. He showed up to fight. He didn't show up to be an opponent, just like fucking William School. I'm sorry, but like that amateur style, it just doesn't work in professional boxing unless you have judges that are favorable to that, which is subjective. So Cardenas is a good fighter. I like to see him again, uh, possibly against the likes of damn, what's this guy's name, man? I was thinking about this other fighter, Neri. That's another guy that dropped the Nui. Also got knocked out by the Nui, but I think the stoppage was fair. By the way, I didn't see him returning, punches for a while. Um, he can argue. People can argue that that fight was premature, but nah. I thought it was a good stoppage because Inoue was hurting him to the body, and you could tell that once that happened, he was dropping his hands and got back to against the ropes and went to put the earmuffs on. So yeah, man, good win for Inoue. I thought this opponent kind of like snuck up on him. He didn't know how much power he had. That's why he was so uh, prone to slugging it out with him. But then became a smarter fighter. He started to box and got the result he needed. So yeah, man. I like to see him stay at 122 because I don't think he could take a punch at 126, man. It's just not his best move so far. But yeah, man.
I don't know. He beat Fulton, and Fulton's been pretty dominant. So if Fulton can go up and make it, I think Inoue can too. And
Mm.
I mean, because Fulton was completely outclassed by Inoue. And you see Fulton's doing well, very
I
well.
mean, I saw his debut at 120 at featherweight. He didn't look good, and his second fight against Brandon Figueroa. Listen, man, he already knew how to beat him. He beat him once, and he was able to beat again. So again, the jury is still out on Fulton as a featherweight. Yes, if he knew it would to move up to face him again, he would beat him again. But again, like I said, in the comments, size matters. I don't think he has the same success against Rafael Espinosa. Um, he could have a success against Nick Ball. I will give him that because Nick Ball is also a guy that likes to throw for volume, and when you throw for volume, you leave yourself with many openings. And I've seen him in there. With Ray Ford. Ray Ford can kind of withhold his punches, and once he got cooking, man, he started attacking Nick Ball, and Nick Ball also got his nose broken. I think Inoue could actually box, around a guy like that. I don't think uh, um, Ball is as fleet as foot as Inoue. I believe so. So yeah, he can, but again, there's some people that would probably give him a tough time. And to me, that'll be Rafael Espinosa. I'm trying to think of another fighter, at that weight class, but yeah, that's the fight that still comes to mind. Um, Junto, listen, man, Junto has to move up to 122 already because I don't see what's up with bantamweight. Trying to win trying to get all the belts at bantamweight. I just think it's a waste of time. Just like Boots trying to get belts at welterweight is a waste of time. I know it's for accolades sake, but still it's the opponents that matters. Uh, Today, it's normal to give a fighter a belt without facing anyone. It's not the exception, but it's the norm. So yeah, that too could happen. Junto moving up to 122 can't come any sooner. I'd like to see that fight.
I think Junto would get destroyed. I think it's too small for Inoue. Like you said, you think Inoue might be too small. I disagree. Like, I don't think Espinoza is the best fighter in 126. I think it's Nick Ball. By far, I think Nick Ball is the best fighter there. And you got to understand, Inoue's going to be bigger than Nick Ball. Inoue's already beats the Fulton. So, I mean, there's two fighters right there that he could compete with. Espinoza may cause him issues because of the height difference, but we
That's the
don't know.
thing.
We don't know if Espinoza could take Inoue's power.
You don't think the height differential between him and Junto could be a factor?
I think Junto would get destroyed.
Mm,
You got it just hits too hard. He hits too hard. He gonna break him down.
mm,
Just like you saw. Like I ain't never seen Junto really fight anybody like Inoue with that type of power.
right. Yeah, because
So
he's never been in a barn burner for as much as I've seen him. I've never seen him in any kind of situation where he has to bear down and fight at the end of his jab and gain his confidence back after getting dropped. I haven't seen that yet, but it's an intriguing fight that I think it's going to be really one to enjoy. Um, Again, I wouldn't count on Inoue just going up to 126 anytime soon. He said in the press conference that as long as I can make 122, I'll be at super bantamweight probably for as long as possible.
if I was Inoue, I wouldn't even worry about Junto. I'd move up. Because again, like who you brought up, Neri, Neri went up in weight and already won at 126. He's like a top 10 ranked fighter already.
Right.
So you have two guys that you already beat within the top 10, one being a champion. The other one being a contender.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like the dudes that Inoue's beat at 122 are either a champion or a contender at 126. So I think he would move up easily. In all honesty, like
Yeah,
again,
he's got like one fight that I'm that it's still left on the table, and that's the fight with Andre Agadalia. Um, how do you see that fight going?
do me a favor, Virtuoso. Unplug your mic and replug it in. It just got like muffled all of a sudden.
Okay, hold on.
But yeah, Ed, go ahead. I just seen you come off
Yeah.
mute.
You
Yeah,
hear me
that's
now?
way better. Way
Oh,
better.
right.
But
So yeah, like you were saying.
nah, I was just gonna say that I just from the landscape of it, I don't even understand why he's fighting MJ. Because he already beat the dude who beat MJ. Like, what's the point of fighting MJ? I just don't get it. I don't understand the fight. I guess. I don't really think it does big numbers because MJ, nobody goes to really watch him. So I
Yeah.
don't I don't understand why stay and fight MJ when you can move up and fight a champion. And if you want to fight a champion, go for a dude you're bigger than. Go for Nick Ball. Nick Ball is only like 5'2". Fight him, beat him, do the rematch with Fulton after you have a acclamation fight with a guy who's going to be shorter than you.
Yeah, but that's already set in stone, man. They're planning for that fight in September. It's just to get it out of the way because apparently he's a WBA mandatory, But you're right. Like he should. The thing is that really did him in is losing uh to Palis. To me, that was the start of his problems. He should have beaten that guy. Should have held on those titles. That way he could become a priority for Inoue. But that didn't happen. So now he's at a point where he has to wait around on the queue, to get his number called. But yeah, I'm actually interested in that fight. I just want to see what happens. If he if he stops him, whatever. We got what we wanted to see, and then from then on, he can go up to featherweight if he wants to. But again, I still think Juto has to move up, and they could do that fight at super bantamweight.
I mean, like I said, I don't see the point of fighting Junto when you could
Mm,
just move up and be a 5 division champion, maybe a 3-time undisputed
yeah,
champion in 3 different weight classes. Um, I just personally don't see why you stick around. You've
money.
already, like I said, you've already beat 2 of the top 10 fighters in the next weight class up.
Hmm. Junto is
So
arguably a pound for pound fighter. I don't know where you have him at, probably outside of it, but that fight is popular in Japan. And listen, that fight is going to stop everything in that country. So they're going to go for that. Listen, Inoue is not like these fighters over in America where they just talk, from their social media account. They actually sit in front of each other. They talk to each other, and they basically said, "Yo, we'll do a handshake. We'll get that fight made."
I just find it a pointless fight. Like, what is the point of the fight? I don't understand. Like, you have bigger fights that you could do. Junto is a good fighter, but he's nowhere near Nakatani. He doesn't even have nowhere near the accolades of Nakatani. I mean, why am I saying Nakatani? Inoue. Junto Nakatani has nowhere near the accolades of Inoue. They're not even comparable.
Yeah, yeah, because he's just way more accomplished. But again, Junto, like that praying mantis style of his, man, the power punching. I think it was because of the Maloney fight that I think his hype kind of increased because of that. And
But my thing is this: why fight a dude? Yes, he's a multi-division champion, but I don't even know if Junto's ever unified. Has he unified? I know he's never been undisputed.
no, that's why they're trying to get this thing done. But again, it's just like a waste of time, though. Like if that fight is hot, if it's in high demand in Japan, they'll make it happen.
I just, like I said, in my opinion, it's just a step backwards because I don't see him on Inoue's level.
Mm.
I don't see it. And yeah, it'll do a lot of money, but why delay? Because Inoue's getting old. He's already in his 30s. So you need to make these moves, especially for the type of fighter he is. Because while he has power, he relies more on speed than raw power. And the older you get, the slower you become. So
Right.
Inoue, I don't, especially with his defense being very leaky, I don't think he's one of them fighters who can stay around till he's 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 years old. So
No.
you need to go ahead. If you're going to move up, you need to do it by next year.
Hmm.
I just, like I said, I don't think the Nakatani fight, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense. I don't get it. What's going on, Cash? How you doing? Bro, you might want to take that night Ryan picture because Ryan just looked like ass. Like that dude looks so bad. Like Ryan gave every Haney fan the excuses they need to say that he's all PEDs. Like this is my thing, right?
Hmm.
Haney fans could be right. They could be right. Ryan could be all pure PEDs, and that's why he didn't look as good. Or just maybe the flip side of the coin is Rolly actually has knockout power, unlike Devin. And Rolly actually hurt him, unlike Devin. Rolly made him scared to exchange, unlike Devin. So
Yep.
maybe it wasn't the PEDs, and Rolly just hits hard and put the fear of God in him whenever he hit the canvas, and he didn't want no more.
I think that's what happened, and also, you got to give credit to Broly and his coach Ishmael Salas. They worked on it on taking away his lead hand, because he likes to jab and hook off the jab. But
He only got one
man,
arm.
exactly, he's a one-arm fighter. And once he shut that down, Ryan had no idea what the fuck to do.
The thing about Ryan is, I didn't realize how one armed he was until Rolly took away that one arm. Like I had no idea this dude couldn't do nothing with the right. He couldn't throw a straight. He couldn't throw a hook. He couldn't throw an uppercut. Like it was non-existent.
He's not a well school fighter. That's what I noticed. He's not a student of the game.
Say that again.
I said it. He's not a like a he's not a student in the game. He's not to me. He's just not well schooled to me.
It didn't appear to be that night. Didn't
Yeah,
appear at all.
yeah.
What's going on, L? How you doing? Um, he looked bad. And like I said, he gave all the Haney fans every excuse they needed. Every excuse.
Hmm.
But my thing is this: I disagree. I think Ryan looked like Ryan because he came out fast in the first round and he came out fast in the second round. And he tried to
Hmm.
knock Rolly out in that second round. But after he got put on his ass, it's like the fire was quenched. He had
Yeah.
nothing left. Like literally, Ryan just went through the motions after he got dropped. He didn't try to win. He just
Nah.
he was just
He's
a
just a
dead
mental
body.
midget.
Yeah, could be.
It's just like fighters are not over here not built like they used to. That's just my thing. And like, listen, man, we had like Bivol and Berterbi run it back 4 months after they fight, right? Granted, Garcia got popped, for steroids, and he had to get suspended for a year. But Haney, bro, this dude could have had a fucking tune-up fight, but he didn't want none because he knows he's traumatized. So that fight is cooked, man. I don't give a fuck about that fight no more.
And that's my thing that I've been saying to Haney fans. It's like the fight has lost its luster. Nobody wants to see it because the thing about Haney is he completely dominated Ramirez. Like, there's no doubt he dominated him because he didn't lose. He maybe didn't even lose a round. You know what I mean? Maybe you could argue he lost one round, but you really couldn't give Ramirez more than one round. So it was
I only gave him the
domination.
first. It was only the first where he threw a jab that snapped Haney's head back like a pest dispenser. And that's like, and I knew that this dude was going to be running scared for the rest of the fight. The first one told you the whole story.
Right. And my thing is with Haney, like the thing that you like I said earlier, whenever I first started this, you can't be upset at the people criticizing you because, in my opinion, the fight was so one-sided. Haney could have done whatever he wanted to do to Ramirez because Ramirez was just too slow. He couldn't touch him.
He boxes with 2 left feet, bro. And listen, once he had that high guard, that midsection was wide open. No stab jab.
But it's like Haney just did enough to win the round, just enough to nick the rounds. And it's like you can't expect people to want to watch. For one, Ryan fucked up the bag by losing. For two, Devin fucked up the bag by not looking impressive. I mean, I say he didn't look impressive, even though he dominated the dude. And that's hard to say. Like, it's almost like an oxymoron. Like, how do you dominate somebody and you don't look impressive? But he managed to do that.
Who? Haney? You saying Haney looked impressive?
I'm saying he dominated Ramirez, but did not look impressive doing it.
Man, you guys, that's what I want to ask. How y'all feel about all this extra running, man? They got to do something about this. The excessive running, excessive hugging, like excessive disengagement. There should be rules against this shit. Like, nobody wants to watch. How's that boxing?
Yeah.
You're supposed to move. You're supposed to work off your lateral movement. You're supposed to set up something with your lateral movement. Not look like you out there with a basketball, Allen Iverson, trying to cross someone over to get away from him, man. This shit is kind of ridiculous.
I mean, I agree with you. I was talking to somebody about that earlier. Like, you know how in basketball you got a shot clock? You can only be in the paint for so long without taking a shot.
Yeah.
I think in boxing, there should be a rule to where you get a warning if you don't throw a punch in a certain amount of time. Like, there's got to be some type of something going on. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you beat a fighter 11-1, you dominated him. But you didn't do nothing impressive dominating him. It's so, like I said, it's an oxymoron. Like, you dominated, but you didn't look impressive.
Tony, let's not confuse this guy with Nicolino Loche or Willie Pep, bro.
You gave him 11 rounds, though?
This dude was fighting scared against a shot fighter, man.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you can't argue the fact that he won 11 out of the 12 rounds. You can't argue that.
Off what 4 criteria? Where's the defense? Is that defense? Is running defense?
No, he wins off the first criteria alone. Clean, effective punching.
Harley.
Ramirez couldn't connect. Now, I don't care how much somebody runs from you. If they touch you in the face and you can't touch them back, you lose by default.
But who's the ring general? No, there's 4 criteria, bro. Who's the ring general? If I'm chasing you and I got the middle of the ring,
Cash, that's a common misconception. There's 4 criterias.
Yeah,
but they're not equal. They're not equal to each other. You go from one criteria to the next if it's close. In other words, if me and you land similar shots, right? The next thing we go to is who is the ring general. If we both controlled the ring the same amount of time, the next thing we go to is who is the effective aggressor. If we're both similar in effective aggression, then you go to the last one that matters the least, who had the best defense, meaning who had the higher land percentage, who evaded the most shots. So they're not equal criteria. There are 4, but it's not like 25, 25, 25, 25. That's a common misconception.
For real?
Yes.
Okay.
The number one thing that matters the most is punch landed. Then everything falls in after that.
I got to see that on paper, bro.
I'm telling you.
I hear you. I ain't gonna argue with you because I don't know, but I always thought it was even. Like whoever got the most out of those 4 criteria, that's how I'll be judging.
Think about this.
Devin didn't
I
land
prove,
that much clean shit.
let me prove to you how it's not, right? There have literally been fights where guys have thrown, like Canelo Skull, for example, right? Skull threw way more punches than Canelo, okay? So Canelo didn't get touched at all. Like he actually landed more than Skull and threw less. So if all the criteria were equal, then the ring general, even though Canelo was pushing forward, he really wasn't controlling the action because the more active fighter is going to be the one controlling it. So it came down to Canelo was just landing the harder. So like when they say clean effective, right? A jab is a jab. Anything other than a jab is considered a power punch in boxing. So a straight, a hook, an uppercut,
for sure.
whatever. That's a power punch, right? Power punches count for more than little pity patter jabs.
Of course. Yeah.
So if you hit me in the face with 2 or 3 pity patters and I hit you one time hard in the gut, I just won the round.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's what I'm saying. Like nothing else matters past that. Now, if me and you are attacking each other and the power shots and the jabs are pretty close, then we go to the other criterias. But you could be the ring general backing me up, right? You could be maybe not the effective aggressor, but you could be the aggressor by going forward, attacking me. But if I land more on you by a significant amount, that's the first thing they're going to look at.
Okay, I hear you.
Think about amateur boxing. The white of the glove touches you, that's how a point is scored. Nothing else matters but who touches the other guy the most.
Man, I'm tired of seeing niggas run and hug to their way to a win, bro.
I don't disagree. It's not fan friendly. like my thing is this: like people try to say what Haney did is like what Mayweather did, and that's incorrect. Mayweather would stand in the pocket, evade, and hit you, snipe you. There was plenty of times when Mayweather would stand still planted and snipe people with his straight. He didn't just stay on his bicycle.
Yeah, that people calling this shit a masterclass. This shit is crazy, man.
I wouldn't say a masterclass, but he did dominate him because he beat him handedly. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is one of the few first times I could say a fighter dominated another fighter, but it wasn't a good domination. Like, I don't even know how to make that make sense.
Yeah, dominate don't even sound like the word to use. But
you know what I'm saying? Like, if you beat somebody 11-1, you dominated them.
Yeah, if what you're saying about the criteria is true, then he definitely dominated. But man, that shit don't even sound right in that fight, man. That shit crazy.
But again, this is why nobody wants to see the rematch, because Devin did just enough to win a round. Just enough. And people don't really want to see that. And the thing about it is this: you could be an undefeated fighter like Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux was a great fighter, but nobody paid to watch him. Nobody showed up to watch him. He's still boxing today. Nobody goes to a Rigondeaux fight because he's going to be super negative. He's going to win, but nobody watches it. And that's the thing about it. You can win like that, but you can't be upset when people don't want to watch your next fight.
Yeah, you can't be expecting no $1 million paydays, man. Nobody want to pay for that shit.
And I'm telling you right now, Cash, if Devin wanted to, he could have put it on Ramirez, and there was nothing Ramirez could have done to stop him.
He shot though, bro. You see it? He had his eyes wide open like a damn semi was coming at him the whole time, man. Like that dude, man. He's done. Who's he gonna beat at 147, bro?
He ain't gonna beat Boots like that.
He ain't gonna beat Stanionis. He ain't gonna beat Brian Norman Jr. He ain't gonna beat nobody.
I'll give him a puncher's chance against Barrios, or a runner's chance.
A runner's chance against Barrios. I like that. But
even that's going to be hard for him because Barrios is taller and longer. So it's going to be hard for him to out jab him like that and run because Barrios will be able to touch him. Like when you fight extremely negative like that, off just a jab and playing keep away, it works against smaller, shorter fighters like Ramirez. But when somebody is bigger and taller than you, you can't really do that.
That's correct. All Ramirez had to do was throw punches, and he would have beat Devin.
He couldn't get close enough. That's what I'm saying. Devin dominated him, but it was the worst domination you could see. But I will say this, since you're here, Tank Davis's wins are looking better and better with every fight we see these guys fight. That's all I'm saying.
I heard you on 2 Cent show.
Yeah.
I know you're a real one. I know.
I'm not using a triangle theory, but I mean, wins and losses matter. Who you beat, who they lose to, it matters. What they do after you beat them matters. Because if all you do is beat a bunch of bums who go on to do nothing, then you could say you had a super weak resume. But if you beat guys who become champions and beat other good fighters, well, now you have to start looking at their resume like, damn, he beat some pretty good dudes. I agree, man. This was the fight.
I know you know a little something about like SARMs and PEDs like me, man. You really think the SARMs played a part in that fight, bro?
No, not at all.
Yeah, okay.
The reason why is this. Had Ryan not passed 4 drug tests prior to the fight, I would say, yeah, it could have. It's a potential, right? However, from my understanding, and I could be wrong, and anybody could correct me if I am, especially on the replay or live right now, but 2 weeks from the first failed test, he passed. All right. So that means he was clean 2 weeks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Ostrine, for you to start feeling the effects of it takes a minimum of
6
around
weeks.
2 weeks. No, about 2 weeks. About 14 days, 10 to 14 days, you'll start to feel the benefits.
That's on full doses, though.
True.
Not on. You can take nanograms every day of your life. You'll never get a benefit of from Ostrine.
I mean, that's a potential too. So, but like I said, the way Ryan fought, he gave every Haney fan an excuse to say it was pure PEDs.
I just think I ain't gonna say everybody, but I was giving Ryan's power a little bit too much credit. I just think his power is it ain't cracking like it's cracking at 147 because he hit Rolly with a couple of hooks, and Rolly just ate the motherfuckers.
Yeah, but what I will tell you is it could be all along there. Rolly just was cutting way too much weight because at 147 he looked filled out.
Man, you see his back, bro.
That's what I'm saying. This looks like the weight class that he should have always been fighting at. And if that be the case and he was cutting way too much weight, he might become a much better fighter now that he's at a weight that he should be at.
That's what I was going to ask you, bro. If Devin is this master boxer, like the Subpoena clan likes to say, how can Rolly take this nigga's hook and jab away, but Devin couldn't do it?
Well, the thing about Devin is completely different, right? So, like, Devin wanted to prove something against Ryan. So he got in the pocket and got sloppy and started trading, and Ryan was able to catch him in between punches. Devin didn't fight him smart. Devin fought him like he was a power puncher, but he ain't got no power. So when you're throwing combinations and you're not really hurting somebody and they have the power to one-shot you, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? And he gambled on something that he couldn't do. So I really believe Devin moving forward, this is going to be Devin's style, period. I think what you just saw is how he's going to approach every single fight he's in from here on, unless somebody can force him into trading.
Oh, man, he can't expect to be on no damn headline then.
I mean, that might be true, but I'm just telling you, I think this is how they're trying to approach him. They're trying to make him.
But didn't you hear Bill in between rounds telling them, it's in your head, like, get out this wasn't their plan. I don't think it was their plan to fight like this. Devin got in there and got spooked.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, the thing about the Devin fight is I got stuck at work. Like, I bought this damn card, right? And it pissed me off because I missed the entire T.O. fight. I didn't get to see it. And by the time I got home to turn on the fights, it was already in the 5th round. Like, the 5th round was just starting as I turned on the TV and they was walking out the corner. So I didn't hear all like the corner talk with Bill. But I don't know, dude. I think this is the way forward for Devin. I think he's just going to outbox people. I don't think he's going to ever trade again. I don't think they're going to put him in harm's way to get knocked down.
These Japan fighters are man, they making motherfuckers look bad over here.
Oh yeah. Inoue stole the show.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, there's a reason why Inoue, in my opinion, is the #1 pound for pound fighter.
He like that. He like that for real.
Yeah, and it don't matter if he gets hurt, broke jaw, broke nose.
Throwback fighter, knock me down, get up and dog the shit out you, man. That was a good ass fight. I said, God damn.
Yeah. And he's smart because he got his senses back and he figured out what he did wrong and he started timing Roman like very well. So he got sloppy, but at the end of the day, like his IQ shined bright in this fight because he figured him out. And I agree with the stoppage. I meant to talk on this whenever Virtuoso was bringing it up, but my opinion is it's always a good stoppage when you start to see a fighter land jabs and it knocks the other fighter's head back and they start stumbling. That's when you know they're ready to go. If they can't withstand a jab from you, they're on their way out. Like, it's just you causing a lot of damage to the fighter if they continue to fight.
Yeah, I thought it could have been stopped a couple rounds earlier, honestly.
Yeah. But the dude's a beast. Like, Inoue is a beast.
Yeah, I like them throwback fighters who got heart and got dog for real.
That's why I want to see him move up. I don't even want to see the MJ fight. He already knocked out the guy that knocked out MJ. I don't care about the MJ fight.
Damn, but what's he gonna do against that tall ass motherfucker?
Espinoza?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta understand, he don't have to fight Espinoza first. He can go. I was talking with Virtuoso about this. So he's already beat Fulton. Fulton's a champion, right? That's one guy you could have a rematch against, and he dominated Fulton. 2, you could go fight Nick Ball. Nick Ball's smaller than him.
No, Nick Ball ain't fucking with Inoue.
I'm just saying, Nick Ball is 5'2". Like, and Inoue is going to be bigger than Nick Ball. So you have 2 guys that you could fight. One you already beat. The other one's smaller than you. Move up. Try to become undisputed in a 3rd weight class.
You think he can beat Espinoza?
I think for him, that'll be the hardest fight out of all the current champions. I think Espinoza would be the hardest fight. But I don't know if Espinoza could beat Nick Ball, to be honest with you.
You don't think he beats Nick? Say that again. You went out. You don't think Espinoza beats Nick Ball?
No, I think Nick Ball beats Espinoza.
Oh, shit.
I think because he's so short, the height difference, and Nick Ball gets on top of you and he doesn't leave you. I think stylistically he can get underneath him, and Espinoza is not going to be able to get off his power. I mean, I think Nick Ball is the best fighter at 126, to be honest with you.
That's a good fight, though.
Because, you know, he beat Ray Vargas and got robbed with a draw. And then Raymond Ford, he gave him his first loss.
Yeah, beat Ford up.
Yeah. So, I mean, the dude's a good fighter.
Yeah, I like Nick Ball. The motherfucker, he go. I like anybody that go in there to fight. I'm down to watch it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I agree. Like, it's fun to watch. Like, I like pure boxers too. I like Shakur Stevenson a lot. I like the way he fights. I like the way that he shuts everybody down. A lot of people call him boring as well.
See, this is where we differ.
I mean, I don't think Tank can beat Shakur, to be honest.
I used to like Shakur at the lower weights because he didn't fight like he does now, bro. When he got to the higher weight, he ain't sitting down in no pocket. He not dogging niggas out. unless they're electricians, bro. He not fighting like he used to.
I mean, you could say that, but I guarantee you he beats Tank.
I bet you money when it happens, bro.
I mean, we could do this. We could bet push-ups first. If you come with push-ups, then we'll start to work for money. Because on YouTube, I have very bad things with money. Like there's only one dude that I'll bet money with, and that's AJ if he pops up.
So you think he's gonna be able to just run and evade and pity pat Tank the whole night? That's what you're saying.
Hold on one second. I'm writing back to Virtual. So he said he had to get off his phone, was almost dead. No, I don't think he has to run. I don't think he's gonna run. I think he's too fast, too skilled for Tank, and I think he's just gonna keep him at the end of his jab, and he's gonna knock Tank off balance, and he's gonna circle out. I think his defense is too good to get caught, and I think his boxing ability is too. I just think his IQ is too good for Tank. I don't think Tank could get him.
Yeah, I gotta see it, bro.
I mean, like, you think Lamont Roach is fucking with Shakur?
I think Lamont Roach would give Shakur a good fight, honestly, bro.
I didn't ask you a good fight. I said, do you think he's fucking with him?
It all depends on if Shakur gonna fight. If Shakur fights, I think Shakur will outbox Lamont Roach in a boring fight, if that's the type of fight it is, and which I think that was the type of fight Shakur gonna choose. But I don't like watching them type of fights, bro. I don't think Shakur can run from Tank all night long. It's only gonna take one punch to get that nigga out of there. He runs for a reason against these dudes at a higher weight. That's just my opinion, because he wasn't doing that against smaller dudes. He was stepping to them smaller dudes. He was stepping on smaller dudes. But when he gets in there with someone that he kind of leery about their power, like that damn African, whatever that motherfucking name, like, man, come on, man. I gotta see it. I'm not gonna say it ain't possible, but it ain't probable in my mind that he beats Tank, bro. I think Tank stalks him, wears that body down for the first 4, maybe 5 rounds, slow Shakur little ass down, and then it's over after that. Kind of like Frank Martin, but a little different.
I'm gonna tell you. No, Frank Martin got tired. Shakur ain't gonna get tired.
Tank made that nigga tired with them body shots, bro.
Yeah, but Frank Martin was doing over-exaggerated movements that Shakur doesn't do. Like, Shakur's not gonna be doing none of that. Like, Shakur, I'm telling you, there's a reason why Shakur is the least hit fighter in all of boxing. Like, he doesn't get touched.
We gotta attribute that to his competition level too, bro.
Well, I mean, see, this is where I say I have to put some respect on Tank's name. So here's the thing about Tank. Here's what you got to understand about Tank. Tank has never fought a champion within his own division outside of Pedraza. You had to go all the way back to Pedraza. That's the first and only time he beat a champion within his own weight class, a real champion. Outside of that, he hasn't beat no champions.
I can't argue with you about facts, bro, but I know you know boxing just like me. You know Brad Goodman, the best matchmaker in boxing, and you know if Tank was at top rank his whole career, he'd have all those accolades and some. Cut it out, bro.
I disagree.
No, come on, bro.
What I need you to do is Google top rank. This is what I want you to do. This shit is insane.
Who on Shakur's resume is Tank not gonna knock out?
Just hear me out real fast.
Right.
I want you to Google top ranked fighters versus other promotional companies. You're going to see some crazy percentage. It's like 100 to like 7. Top rank always wins when it's cross promotional. Always.
That has nothing to do with Brad Goodman matchmaking, though, bro.
What I'm telling you is the top ranked fighters are better fighters. Terrence Crawford, even though he left, he's a top ranked built fighter. Destroyed EJ. Destroyed him. Destroyed everybody at the PBC. Destroyed Sean Porter. If you look at Andy Ruiz, right? He was a top-ranked fighter, built by Top Rank. Bob Arum said he's not good enough for Top Rank, got rid of him. The very next fight, he goes and stops AJ. Like, these top-ranked fighters dominate the other promotional company fighters.
You're giving them a little bit. You giving Bud a little too much credit for fighting a retired Porter that had hip surgery and shit, bro. Like he didn't fight the best version of Porter. Just like a lot of his competition, he fought dudes with a fresh 226 bullet wound in his leg, niggas off long. Even
Nah, that was man. That
Gamboa,
dude got shot. That dude had already been shot like 2 years prior to Bud fighting him.
bro. That bullet wound was fresh. What
No,
are you
it wasn't.
Bro, yes, it
we gonna
was.
pull up the dates. Hold on, we gonna pull it up, man. We gonna pull up Benavidez when he was shot.
Bro, that was fresh. And even Gamboa was off a year layoff when Bud beat him. So I mean, I'm not no Bud Crawford hater.
Okay.
But Bud been getting by fucking with his gloves, bro. He got a lot of glove shit going on. So I can't give him I can't give him too much extra credit because he getting away with some old school tricks. And I ain't mad at him. He getting away with it, but shit.
You ready? You ready? You ready for the actual dates? Are you ready?
Tell me when he got shot, bro.
Jose Benavidez was shot August 23rd, 2016. Jose Benavidez and Crawford fought October 13th, 2018. 2 years later.
Bro, that dude couldn't even move laterally, though.
Bro, it was 2 years later.
For sure.
I just read you the dates. Look, here's what we're gonna do.
He couldn't move laterally. He looked like he was on one leg in that damn fight, and he went 12 rounds with the nigga damn near.
Let me see. He had 3 fights before he fought Terrence Crawford and won them all by knockout. Well,
so you got Bud beating Canelo.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this real fast. Man, Canelo about to fuck him up. But let's share. We're gonna share my whole window to make it easier. All right, you can see this.
I believe you, bro. If you read
that, just look.
I believe
August 23rd, 2016. Okay, Terrence Crawford. October 13th, 2018. So over 2 years.
Wow, you got me. That shit definitely looked fresh.
Nah, that shit was a wild bag. Like that shit's overinflated. Like if that be the case, and Terrence just got shot in the head. Like, nah, man, that shit happened years before they fought.
I ain't gonna lie though, bro. If Bud can sneak them gloves in that put the knuckle prints in EJ's head, he might have a little chance with Canelo.
I don't think there's anything. Bud could put a fucking horseshoe in his gloves and he's still gonna get fucked up.
You think so?
I give Bud zero chance in winning. Bud, in my opinion, is going to do exactly what Charlo did, exactly what Skull just did. He's going to try to jab and run away. He's going to look just like Devin Haney. He's not going to trade with him. He's all this shit about that talk about, oh, he a dog. I guarantee you he doesn't trade in the pocket.
Oh, I never said he's going to trade with him.
He's going to jab and run.
Yeah, he got to. That's the only way.
That's what I'm saying. Like
people talking about Bud bigger than Canelo. There's a difference between walking around weight and fighting weight. Like I don't even understand some people sometimes, man.
No, they're dumb. They were saying, I didn't even hear bigger. I heard, well, they're the same size. Look at them in the ring. I'm like, yo, that is Bud's like every day I'm fat weight. That's Canelo's suck down fight weight. Like they're two totally different weights.
Totally different, man. You know, a lot of people don't know shit about nothing, man.
Bud is going to look teeny whenever they both weigh in and they both get in that ring. And then they're the same height. I had so many people arguing with me, right? You saw them. Now, boxing shoes, you're basically standing flat-footed, right?
Yeah.
With Canelo standing flat-footed, he was like a half an inch shorter than Bud, who was in tennis shoes.
Mm-hmm. Which give you a good inch and a half.
That's what I'm saying. Like Bud, they're either equal or Canelo might actually be slightly taller than Bud if they're both in actual shoes. Like, bro, you don't go from fighting pit bulls to struggling with a chihuahua. And that's exactly what Canelo's been doing. He's been fighting 200 plus men. Look how heavy Skull looked in that ring. Skull was every bit at least a cruiserweight, at least 190.
Yeah, Canelo's fighting. He's fighting bigger men for sure.
So what's gonna happen when he finally gets in there with a little dude?
Man, I already know Bud getting beat up, my nigga. Unless he got them gloves. Unless he got them crazy ass oven mitts and he hit Canelo with some hot shit. But Canelo got a cold jaw, so man, I just don't see it. I don't know what these buttercups are talking about.
I don't see it either.
Did you have him beating Madrimov? Because I had that fight a lot
I had
closer.
a draw.
That's basically what I had it, or I had Madrimov edging it.
Yeah, for me, I didn't think Bud won. I didn't think he lost.
8-4 Bud, man, get out of here.
But the thing that's so crazy about it, this is what, see, people are talking about how bad Canelo looked against Skull, right? However, Skull is an amazing amateur boxer with a great amateur pedigree, and he was an undefeated fighter. MJ, excuse me, why did I say MJ? Because Kelvin wrote it. Masvidal, he had a good amateur background, right? But on the professional level, he only had 11 fights. And then you just saw Virgil Ortiz dog walk that dude. Like he stunned him. He beat Masvidal so bad, Masvidal was coming up with excuses afterwards why he lost. So my thing is this. You went life or death with a guy with only 11 fights. And after the fight, Crawford said, man, this was a hard fight because I just couldn't believe how strong he was. If you think Israel is strong, what the fuck are you going to think Canelo is when he gets a hold of you?
It's kind of like he trying to cherry pick the smallest dude at 168 because he know he ain't fucking with Bachram.
Well,
Ortiz might beat him. I think Ortiz might beat Bud too.
Would beat him. I think Fundora would probably knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, because he ducked Fundora. They had, man, he got an extension on that fight to get made and then said, nah, I'm trying to go somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. This has happened before in boxing. This reminds me of when Mikey Garcia was at 135. Over on Two Cents channel, somebody tried to correct me. They was wrong because Mikey went from 140 to 135. He fought there while Loma was there, and he ran to fight Earl Spence Jr. instead of fighting Loma at 135, okay? He didn't win. This is when Kell Brook was supposed to fight EJ. He didn't fight EJ. He ran up to fight Triple G and got his face broke. This is when Amir Khan was supposed to fight Kell Brook and ran up to fight Canelo and got flattened. Like, we have seen this shit play out before. It never turns out good. It never turns out good. And that's exactly what's going to happen in this fight. It's going to be history repeating itself. Bud is going to get destroyed. I disagree with this, Kelvin. I brought this up earlier. Kelvin, this fight should not be happening. He should not be fighting MJ. This is some shit that Bob Arum wants. The reason why, I don't know. Because Tapales stopped MJ. Inoue stopped Tapales. I'm not even using a triangle theory, but when I knock somebody out who knocked you out, there's no reason for me to stay at the division. I might as well go up and go for some titles. That's what I don't understand.
Is he moving up?
No, he's going to fight MJ. But I don't know why. Like, there's no point in fighting MJ.
Yeah, I got it. He's either number 1 or number 2 pound for pound in my book. Him and Usyk. Yeah, it's hard not to put Usyk up there though.
Well, here's my problem with Usyk. My problem with Usyk, why I don't have him with Bud. So I got Inoue number 1. No, I can't. After watching the Masvidal fight, I got to have Canelo number 2, Terrence number 3, and Crawford's always been my number 1 pound for pound. But after I seen him at 154, I don't even think he's as good a boxer as Canelo. But anyways, I got Inoue number 1. I got Canelo number 2, Bud number 3, Usyk number 4. The reason why I can't put Usyk any higher is this dude's entire heavyweight career has been rematches. All he does is fight the same fighters over and over again. AJ twice, Fury twice, now Triple D twice. In 6 fights, he's only fought 3 people.
Man, he comes from cruiserweight and he beating up some much bigger dudes, though. Shit.
Yeah, but I want to see him fight other heavyweights. Let me see you fight Ajit Caballel. Let me see you fight Joseph Parker. Let's see how good your style is against other really good boxers. Not people who slug, but boxers. And like Tyson Fury is a boxer, but I'm going to tell you right now, Tyson Fury, that motherfucker's like 45 years old. I don't care what nobody says. Ain't no 35-year-old, 34-year-old look that fucking old. That dude is at least 45.
You got Bud number 2, bro. I don't even got Bud top 5. That nigga too inactive.
I got Bud number 3.
Number 3.
I got Canelo number 2, Bud number 3, Usyk number 4.
How good is Bud really if this nigga been fucking with his gloves ever since he got to 147 though, bro? How good is he really?
About that. I don't know nothing about that. The only time I ever seen him have issues with his gloves was against Abenesian.
I got pictures from 5 different fights where this nigga can open his hands and wave at you like completely flat. So he got that. He got the knuckle prints that he put in EJ's head from Bo Mac in the corner when he was kneading on his gloves like pizza dough in between the rounds. I know you've seen it. And we got this nigga's gloves exploding in 2 different fights. Come on, man. This nigga been fucking with his gloves. I got the Diaz fight. He can open his hand all the way flat. In the Abenesian fight.
You can open your hand all the way up in a glove. You can do that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. I can show you right now.
If you cut that piece that keep your hand in place.
No, you can. The only thing that keeps your hand in place is the connector for the thumb.
Yeah, that keeps you from opening your hand too all the way flat.
No, it doesn't. I can open my hand fully.
And what kind of gloves you got, bro?
Professional gloves made by Rival.
Bro, I can't open my hand like that. None of these.
Look, man, look. You want me to show you? I can legit go grab the gloves and show you that I can. I mean, these are actual professional fights. I had them in the seal forever, and I just opened them probably I think last year I opened them. I never opened them because they were supposed to be for my first amateur fight. Excuse me, not amateur fight. Why did I say amateur fight? You're giving gloves. They were supposed to be for my first professional fight, but I quit boxing before I went pro, but I had already got them. They were sealed, ready to go, but I decided to go to college instead of continuing down boxing just because, I mean, I never lost an amateur fight, but boxing is such a dirty fucking sport. I watch so many fighters come to our gym, win, and they lose just because they're in our backyard. And it was like boxing was such a gamble that it don't matter if you win. You go to somebody's backyard, you just lose unless you knock them out. It's a dirty game. Like boxing is dirty.
Oh, I know for sure.
But I most definitely can open my hand all the way in my gloves. Kelvin, I probably still got CTE. With 32 amateur fights, I probably still got CTE, just without the professional paycheck to go with it. That shit probably big. You know how many damn rounds I done sparred in my life? Holy shit.
Yeah, let me get some food, bro, man. Good chopping it with you. You going back live?
Well, I've been going. So here's the deal, right? I used to drop videos like every day, and then I quit because the zone be on some bullshit and they false flag me. And it just gets tiresome to spend time on a video, get a flag, and then have to fight it. So I kind of let the zone win. I ain't gonna lie, because I quit making videos. But I might start doing this more often.
Let me turn my reminder on. I'm gonna catch you next time, bro. Good chopping it.
All right, you too. And like I said, anytime you want me to show you in my gloves where I can open my hand all the way up, I'll show you. Like, and you can see that they're not tampered with. Like, they're legit professional 10-ounce gloves. Like, they fight ready. Well, not when you take them out the wrapping, but prior to that, never been boxed in. So they even though they're old, they're fresh.
I just ain't never seen it. I got some Everlast, I can't do it.
Do you have professional though, or do you have the Velcro ones?
Nah, I don't got no Velcro. I got them from my pops. I'm pretty sure they're professional gloves.
Because sparring gloves and professional gloves are completely different how they're made. Like,
now how you put knuckle prints in a nigga's head though? Come on, man.
I mean, I didn't see the knuckle prints in his head. Like, I ain't seen them pictures. Like,
I'm gonna find the picture.
My thing is this. Even I don't even see how you could do that because even if you remove 100% of the padding, you still wouldn't be leaving knuckle prints.
Hey,
Because
bro, he did it.
no, but listen to me. Have you ever seen like the gall wraps that you put over your knuckles?
Yes.
There's so much gall wrap over your knuckles that you wouldn't be able to do that. Like
Bro,
there's at least an inch of gall wrapping that you put over your knuckles before you even put your hand in your glove.
I'm gonna find the picture, bro. He put knuckle prints in Arrow's head, man. Like I ain't.
Man, I'm not even gonna let you leave yet. Let me Google this real fast. I'm about to Google this shit. Let me see. Knuckle prints in Earl Spence Jr.'s head.
I didn't see the picture on Google. I gotta find the picture I gotta figure out where I found it, where I seen the pictures because I forgot to take a damn screenshot.
Yeah, it ain't on Google. Like I don't see it popping up whenever I type that in.
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
I don't. But immediately after the fight, before they start talking, Derek James grabs Crawford's gloves. I don't know if you peeped that, but he
I seen it.
I mean, I would have think or would have thought if something was wrong with his gloves, James would have said something right then, but he didn't.
Which glove did he grab?
I don't remember one of them.
He might have grabbed the wrong glove. Man. That when I watched that shit just reminded me of Margarito Cotto, bro. That damage, the way that man, and nigga ain't never damaged even lesser fighters like that. Like, man, no.
But you gotta understand, EJ, he had a lot of damage done to him prior to that fight. Like that man was in a wreck where he was in an induced coma, had his teeth knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't fight Pacquiao because of his eye. Like that man had a significant damage to him way before he fought Crawford. So it could have just been residuals that were already there. It's just nobody beat him up like Crawford did for it to show. You gotta understand, like as good as EJ was, he never
put no marks on anybody, man.
What are you talking about? He stopped every single fighter at 147.
I said he ain't put no marks on nobody. He stopped some people, yeah, for sure. But he ain't had nobody's face looking like nowhere, nothing. Like nothing.
Man, I just think it's EJ's lifestyle caught up to him.
Like,
I'm not saying Crawford would have ever lost to AJ, but I'm EJ. But what I am saying is if EJ lived the right life, I think it would have been a much more competitive fight. Because you got to understand, you got a dude who flipped his car because he got shit-faced drunk all the time. The older you get, this starts to catch up to you. You could get away with that when you're young and your body heals. But we talking about a dude in his 30s who's doing the same thing he was doing in his 20s. And then you're a professional fighter, it catches up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why Floyd lasted so long. Floyd didn't drink. Floyd would be over there with a bottle and never open it.
Shot glass of water, acting like it's gin.
Shot glass of water, acting like it's vodka. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to live the life, but if you don't live the life, eventually it'll catch up to you because there's a certain level that you get to. It doesn't matter how God gifted you are. At the very top, you're fighting other God gifted fighters. Even if you're more gifted than them, is slightly, you know what I'm saying? Like the higher up you go, the closer people are getting to your gifts. And then if they're living right, training right, I mean, you're just giving up too much.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna catch you next time, bro.
Yeah, man, go get some food. Good chopping it up with you. I'm probably gonna end this live here pretty soon.
All right, peace.
All right, this is where I'm gonna say, if anybody else wants to hop on, I'm gonna drop the link one last time, and then we're gonna close it out. We've talked about a whole bunch of shit. We went all the way full circle to Terrence Crawford conspiracy theories on gloves. I don't agree with it. I haven't seen it. I need to see the evidence. So I'm hoping Cash, next time he catches me live, will show me some of them pictures. But I don't get into the glove gates. I just think Terrence Crawford was the better fighter, and I think he would have beat EJ no matter what. But I do believe Spence's lifestyle caught up to him. You have to be dedicated. You have to be clean. Eventually, you can't get drunk every single fucking night and then perform. So eventually it catches up to you as you get older. Your body doesn't recover the same. And I think it was a perfect storm. As far as Crawford leaving all the marks on him, is because Crawford couldn't miss him. Like, if you just keep getting hit in the face, eventually you're going to bruise. And yeah. So anyways, I digress. We're going to end where we began. I will say this. The most dominant performance of the weekend was by far Devin Haney. He won 11 out of the 12 rounds. But with that dominant performance, oxymoron time, it was the least impressive. It was the least impressive fight out of all of them. The most impressive fight was Inoue, and he got dropped. But he got up to stop his opponent, and that's just how it played out. Inoue stole the show, probably had fight of the year. I don't know if we'll get a better fight than the fight that Inoue had. And we're going to end it here. We're going to give it another 30 seconds if somebody wants to hop on, get their thoughts. I was going to say 2 cents, but that's another channel. Go subscribe to 2 Cents Boxing. Shout out to her. But yeah, we about 20 seconds left. 10. You know what? We're going to end it early. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for hanging out. Hit the thumbs up if you catch this on the replay or if you're still here with me.